everyone, welcome to my lunchtime yoga flow. I'm going to start out here in a child's pose. Touching your forehead to the earth and making the connection and focusing on your breath work. You're going to breathe in, retain at the top, and release out your mouth like waves crashing. Do it a few times. And when you release, think about releasing whatever isn't serving you today. You have something on your mind that you just cannot get off your mind, just release it. And when you're breathing in and out, slowly switch to breathing and releasing out your nose. And from here, I'm going to go into some cat and cow poses. Lift up and then tuck under. Lift up and then tuck under. And then I'm going to lift my left leg behind, my right arm out in front, and just feel the balance to warm up your core. And then lean it out to the side. This is going to focus more on your core strength building. And just hold it here. And then bend your leg up and then pulse it up. You really got to focus on this because it uses so much core and butt strength. And then release. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Lift your left arm out in front, your right leg behind, and then out to the side. Hold it here for a moment just to warm up this side of your core. And then bend it and do the leg lifts in the back. And then release. And then from here, I'm going to go into a downward dog pose. Sometimes our days are so busy that we forget that we need to repurpose ourselves and reground ourselves in the present moment. It gets so easy to get distracted and forget about our well-being. And from here, I'm going to walk to the top of the mat, half lift, forward fold, stand tall, and then I'm going to twist behind to the right. Gaze follows. Center, stand tall, and then twist to the left. Feel that stretch in your lower back. And then clasp your hands behind your back, mini back bend, forward fold. And then I'm going to put my left hand to the earth, right hand toward the sky. Gaze follows. It's a side twist, and then back to the other side. And just feel the twist and stretch in that leg. And then I'm going to go to a high plank here, and I'm going to hold it for a moment. While you're in the high plank, focus on refocusing on your breath work, and being present in this present moment. And then we're going to do 3 push-ups and then a vinyasa. Trying to keep your shoulders into the side. And then feel the stretch in the upward dog. And then we're going to go to a downward dog. Releasing all that breath. Take 3 breaths. And then walk your hands to the back of the mat or to the front, half lift, and do those side twists again. You're going to twist to the right, gaze follows. Center, twist to the left, gaze follows. Back to center, forward fold, half lift, and then walk it out to a high plank. And then if you want to just do a vinyasa and skip the push-ups, feel free. And then vinyasa. And then back to downward dog. In life, it's so easy to realize that you're in this monotonous loop and you don't know what direction you're going. And I think it's so easy to forget that you need to refocus on the breath work and find what your purpose is or your intention. And it can get really easy to get lost doing this continuous loop in life and feeling like you're at the same place, the same predicament again. But maybe you're placed in these predicaments for life to show you something that you have missed the last time. So maybe you should focus deeply or meditate on why you're here again. And meditation really works wonders when it comes to that. And I feel like we've all been there before, where we've experienced the particular moment we were in again and again and again. And coming back to your breath work is something you want to do to focus on the present. So from here, I'm going to walk my hands back. I'm going to go into a chair pose. Then I'm going to clasp my hands together, prayer twist to the right, lift your left leg out behind you, and try to do a flamingo pose. And if you fall out, get back in, because life's about falling out and trying again. And then back to center, twist to the left, flamingo pose on the left side with your right foot out behind you. It is really a challenge, but you want to challenge yourself to grow. And then back to center, stand tall, forward fold, and then walk it out. And then you're back in a high plank. You can go to downward dog or do the vinyasa. Either way, you're going to lift your right leg high. I'm going to bend my leg back to feel the hip opener. And then I'm going to step it through fallen star. Gaze toward your left hand in the sky. And then I'm going to put my right leg back up, step it through, and pivot and plant your back foot. Put your right arm overhead, reverse warrior pose, and feel the stretch in your side body. Triangle pose from here, right hand toward your right foot, left hand toward the sky, gaze follows. Just feel the side stretch. And then reverse half moon. Put your left hand down, your right hand toward the sky, and feel the twist in your body. And just hold it here for a moment. And then vinyasa. We're going to do those poses on the other side. So you're going to lift your left foot high. You can do the hip opener. Step it through between your right foot. Fallen star, right hand toward the sky. And then lift your left leg back up. Step it through. Pivot and plant your right foot. Left hand overhead, reverse warrior pose. Feel the stretch in your side body. Triangle pose. Feel the stretch. Make sure you're not holding yourself up with this left hand. And just feel the stretch here. Then put your right hand down, reverse half moon pose. And then just hold it. And back to the vinyasa. Just take a few breaths here. And then we're going to walk our hands back to doing the chair pose with the flamingo twists. Back to chair pose, prayer twist to the right. Stick your left leg out behind you. Balance on this side. Feel the twist. And then center, twist to the left with your right leg out behind you. And then stand tall, forward fold, walk it out. to a high plank or a vinyasa. Now, I was talking about being in the same predicament again and again and getting clarity on really what you're missing or what you need to do different than the last time. And I really think a lot of times you experience this monotony or this feeling because you missed something or you need to change something up in your life. And to really grow, you need to release something from your old life or release something in your current life to experience that growth. You're going to lift your right leg high, bend your leg if you want to do the hip opener, stick your right leg through, fallen star, left hand toward the sky, and then left hand down, right leg back up. Reverse warrior pose, triangle, and then we're going to switch it up, and I'm going to do a dragonfly twist here, and then a seated half split. So you're going to bend this left knee, your right leg is straight in front, point your toes toward you to feel the stretch, and then from here, I'm going to go into a gate pose. So your left knee is bent, your right arm overhead, and you're going to feel the stretch in your side body. And then from here, vinyasa, if you want to lift your right leg, go ahead. And then we're going to do these poses on the other side. So left leg high, fallen star, right hand toward the sky. Then we're going to lift our left leg high, reverse warrior pose, feel the stretch, triangle pose, and then dragonfly twist. Seated half split, feel the stretch in your left leg, and then gate pose. Feel the stretch in your left side body when you go here. And then vinyasa, if you want to lift your left leg high, feel free. And then back to a downward dog. Make sure you're focusing on your breath work and the present moment. You're releasing all the toxic energy that doesn't belong in this present moment right now or within you. So I'm going to walk my hands back. I'm going to do some strength poses. Half lift, forward fold, stand tall, Samastitihi, and we're going to do a half bound lotus pose. So basically, you're going to lift your right leg, tuck it in the crease of your left hip, and then some people can reach around and grab their toes of their right foot, but I cannot. And then lean forward, and I mean, you can have a slight bend in it. You can put both hands down, one hand, and you just basically are stretching out that hip on the right side. And focus on your breath work in this present moment. You're going to reintroduce new blood flow back to it, which is going to help with the stretching and the releasing of tension or strain. I think a lot of us do not realize truly how free of our emotions or feelings that we are until we really deeply meditate and have that sense of clarity within ourselves to be able to get beyond that pain or that stress that we're carrying internally and physically. And a lot of us carry it and it overflows into other people, into our lives, our kids, our families, our friends. And to be truly free of that, you have to practice letting go and being present. So to get out of this, I'm going to just do a figure four, lift your leg out in front, stand tall, and then you're going to do the same, but give your body a moment to release and have that blood flow go back to the other side. So you're going to lift your left leg high. You're going to tuck it in your right hip crease and reach behind if you can grab that foot. Forward fold and back into this position on the other side. So to be truly free and accept is experiencing that lost emotion or experience you have from the past that's holding you back. Sometimes you might not even know until you really dive deep into your soul and really feel what you're holding on to. And it's a process, it really is. You might feel like you fully experienced it and then it later arrives into your mind and you have not fully expressed it. And I know it might sound corny for someone that might not have experienced it, but we carry past trauma in our lives, and it can affect who we are, how we feel, and like I said, you want to be the better person or the better version of yourself for everyone else. So you're going to lift that up, do the same, and then just wait for the blood flow to go back to that side. Zoe, get out of the way. Zoe. And just truly feeling that blood flow. Stand tall, Samasti Tahi. And feels really good. The hip stretch in both those sides. So from here, I'm going to take one step forward with my right foot. I'm going to move my left leg behind, and I'm going to do a pyramid pose. So clasp your hands behind your back, whichever way you want, or you could put both hands on the ground. Mini back bend, forward fold over your right leg that's in front. Now, to keep both legs straight, you might have to shorten your stance. Again, you're going to feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. It feels really amazing. And then stand tall. We're going to switch legs. So your left leg is going to be in front. Your right leg is going to be behind. And then mini back bend, forward fold over your left leg. And I really feel like it's important to reverse your blood flow often because it really helps with circulation and getting white blood cells to certain areas for inflammation, growth, and everything else. And then stand tall and then back to center. And then from here, I'm going to go into this low lunge type of pose and stretch out my inner thigh area. This is primarily an area where you're going to carry a lot of stress and kind of like tension and built up, pain, emotional pain. So from here, I'm going to recommend you go into an inversion. Whatever inversion your body is calling you is always a good idea. So from here, I'm going to put both my hands down. You can do a tripod. You can do a handstand, a headstand, whatever your body is calling you. Every day will be different because every day your body feels different and you might need to do a different stretch each day. So, and I'm just going to clasp my hands behind my back, stretch up. And from here, I'm going to go into a deer pose to stretch out. So your right leg is going to be bent in. Your left leg is behind you, and you're going to lean forward over your bent legs. This is called deer pose. And it's really getting into the hip area, if you will. And each person's side is going to feel different. Sometimes when you don't know what next step you should make in life or with your feelings, or you consider, why do I keep feeling the same way about things? Visually envision yourself where you want to be or what your goal is. I've read or watched recently something that said that your brain doesn't know the difference, and when you psychologically tell yourself to vision or view yourself in a certain goal or
aspect of life that you want to be in, you'll be more powerful or show growth in getting that way, because your body will eliminate the negative things, or it'll work toward viewing you in that aspect. So view yourself kindly and view your future positively and eliminate the negativity. When you slowly remind yourself of positive
things in life, it can make an impact on your mindset and your mind. So now I'm going to twist my legs the other way. My left leg is going to be in, my right leg behind me, and I'm leaning over on my left side.
So when you tell yourself positive things and you envision yourself positively, it really can make a difference. And sometimes we feel like we're in the same space again and again and again because maybe we haven't eliminated those negative thoughts about what situation we're in, why we're in there, and what has created this monotony here. What is the root cause? We have to look within ourselves to figure it out. And it's not easy.
But nothing worth enjoying in life is going to come easy. So I'm just going to do a wide leg forward fold here. Whatever pose your body is calling to you, of course, do for these yin poses. It's really stretching out your inner thighs, helping with the hip opener, and being present. I feel like one of my things that I'm working on in my life right now is everything does not have to be rushed. I feel like to fully enjoy it and get the maximum effect of things, you can't rush things. And I feel like society tells us we have to experience things fast. We have to do it fast or we'll miss out. But you're missing out on the current moment and being present. And doing that and slowing down to get the true experience is what's essential. So this concludes my yoga session for today. Thank you for joining me. I'm glad you checked it out. If you want to follow me on any of my other social media channels, that would be awesome. And I hope y'all go on about your day and live your life in peace and focus on the present moment. Namaste.